what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Matthew Putterman. Thank you again for joining me today. I'm here with Brendan Allen Allen, who will be fighting on July 16th, week 4 of the Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. Brendan, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thanks
How you doing?
Buddy. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you. But let's first start off. How satisfied were you when you won the LFA title?
Winning the title, man, I was pretty satisfied with it. Had a little hiccup in the end of the first round, but other than that, I feel like I beat him up pretty good. The defense for the title was, fairly well. I wish I could have finished him, but like I said, it's hard to finish a pro fighter that's just in defense mode the whole time. So I'm all right with it.
Definitely. Well, I mean, you fought for the LFA title 3 times. Of course, the first 2 times you were unsuccessful. Right after the second fight, you were saying after the cage that you wanted to retire, that you wanted just to end it. What were the emotions going through your head, and why did you think that way after that fight?
I was just upset with myself at the moment. My performance, which would be myself. I was upset. I didn't really feel I was retiring. I just needed to take a step back. But at the time, I was frustrated. I was just like, I'm done. But I've grown a lot since the first loss, overall first loss for the title. Ultimately, I'm just more mature. I've learned more things and added more tools and just been more mentally prepared.
Definitely. Well, that leads me to my next question. Like, what are the things you've done? Of course, you're training here at Rufasport MMA Academy. What does training with those guys do to help you, especially grow as a fighter, especially how young you are still? Well, how has that helped you over these years?
Oh, it's been great. I feel like my progression's been far advanced than it would have anywhere else. I got great guys working with me, training partners, Gerald, Biggie, JP, Jordan Newman, all these guys. There's many more, but those are the bigger guys that I work with, and they help me every day with, every aspect. And then I have my coaches, Duke Rufus, Scott Cushman, Daniel Wonderley. We've worked a lot mentally. We worked a lot on adding new tools and changing things around, and mostly just fixing things that I was doing wrong before that may not catch up with me, or that may not do anything right now, but they will catch up with me when I get to the big time, or whatever, fighting better guys. But mostly for me, it's just been mentality, fixing the mental mistakes.
Definitely. Well, you've been training at Rufasport for a few years now, I'd say. But what else, like training with Duke Rufus? What has he done for your career in the past few years?
Man, they've helped me out a lot. I worked with Duke and Kush a lot on my stand-up. I worked with Kush out most of my pads for most of my camps, but since then I've been going. This has been my first whole camp with Duke on pad. I still hit with him on my other ones, but this has been my first whole one. Okay. And dude, it's a big eye opener to see how many little things that I've missed or little things that I've messed up, and we've just been fixing those. Which honestly, I feel like it's a little harder for him to have to fix someone else's mistakes that I've adapted. So fixing those little mistakes have taken some time, but I definitely feel I'm coming around. It definitely took me 2 or 3 fights here at a camp here to understand the system and actually start putting things in the cage. And I feel that's where the progression has come. Since I knocked out Larry Crow, things have just been, since in that fight, and I've just been able to grow right off each other, and that's pretty much what I just plan to keep doing, showing more of myself.
Definitely. Well, I mean, after you won the LFA title, did you expect that you were going to go to the UFC right away, or were you waiting for that call, or are you okay with fighting on the Contender Series? Of course, fighting at the new UFC Apex, what would that mean to you to fight at such a historic place they just built too?
I feel like I should already be in the UFC fighting some of the guys. I don't know if it's, how I fight. I don't know what that would be. I walk forward, I get in people's faces, make them miss, or eat their shots and give them something back. So I don't understand why I'm not there. Maybe I don't know, but yeah, I feel like I should already be there. So there's no pressure on me for this one. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I don't really care. I'm just going to treat it just like any other fight, and I'm going to go out there and do what I do. I'm not changing anything that we haven't done in here. I'm not going to go out there and do something wild that's not myself. I'm not going to go out there and just basically, I'm not going to be something I'm not. I'm not going to be something I'm not to possibly get caught with something and lose. At the end of the day, whatever happens, I can still look back with a win and be like, hey, I won, I did what I do, I tried my best, it is what it is. That's all I want to do.
Well, I mean, this is a question I like to ask all fighters. I ask in pretty much every one of my videos. Of course, in MMA, you've won a lot. but then you also suffer some defeats as well too. You know, what do you learn more from, like, coming off a loss or coming off a win? Like, what motivates you more to grind? You want to get back in here because it's not a tough sport. There's a lot of things there's a lot of variables in the sport, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of things you're doing. You know, what motivates you to want to keep doing that, want to get better and become a champion in this sport?
My motivations may be different than someone else, but for me, you know, I can find motivation off of both of them. You know, I'm the world's most critical person on myself. No one's ever going to critique me like I will. I'll find every flaw in every fight probably better than, you know, my opponent's coaches probably ever can, just because I know what I'm looking for. I know what I do. I know what I should do. I know what I do in here. So whether it's a win or a loss, there's still going to be little mistakes that you screw up in that fight that you have to go back from. Obviously, you're going to have more motivation probably coming off of a loss, but to me, it depends where you're at in your career. Like, I'm at the point in my career where, you know, I'm 23, but I've been doing this for a while. I want different things in life than a lot of guys. I'm more of a family person. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it. I don't enjoy being away from my family, but I enjoy the sport. I enjoy the rawness, the competitiveness. So I'm at the point where it's time to, you know, shit or get off the pot, you know. That's where I'm at. So
Definitely. Yeah. Well, you know, I saw on your Instagram, I do follow you, of course. I saw that you're going to be having a kid.
Yeah.
How does that change you? And will you turn into Donald Cerrone and go on a tear like he just did too? Does that motivate you more? Of course, having a kid. I mean, you're 23 years old. You have a wife too. What does that do to you? Does it give extra motivation, put more pressure on you, or is it just part of life? Like, God gave you these good things.
We've been, you know, me and my wife have wanted a kid for a long time. It's something that, you know, that's been the biggest goal to me. I can walk away from this at any time and be just fine. It's just something that I like to do, but it's not a necessity for me. So honestly, the kid's more important than anything. We wanted one for a long time. We're finally blessed enough for her to be pregnant and have a little girl on the way. So it's just more motivation. I don't have any pressure. Like I said, I'm just gonna do me. I'm not worried about anything else. I'm ready to fight. I wish it was, you know, tomorrow. I don't even care. But yeah, it's just more motivation. Grinding through more things. Going to get up and do things when I don't want to. When I'm sore. When I'm hurting. You know, these are the motivations. Those are the things I put in my head. And my baby has to eat, and I have to beat this dude.
Definitely. Well, let's talk a little bit outside of fighting. You know, what are some things you like to do outside of fighting?
My main thing is spending time with my family. I like going to my brother's house. He owns 5 acres, and he has he has 4 dogs, all kinds of breeds. I just go spend time with them and hang out with my wife. Go out to dinner when we can afford it, and watch movies at home, stuff like that. We just got a new home, so fixing up the house, doing things like that. I enjoy doing that. But outside of family stuff, hunting. That's really all I do. Every now and then I get in the mood to go fishing, but I'm more of a hunter. I like to hunt.
Definitely. Do you eat the meat too? Do you
yeah.
do all that? Okay.
Yeah. I
You'll
like
have to bring me some. I've never tried it, so I want to try that for sure.
It's good. Deer meat's good, man.
I have.
You gotta go 60-40.
60-40. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
60 deer, 40 pork.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try. You're gonna have to bring me some for sure when you come back. But well, Brendan, again, I thank you for joining me today. If you want to give any shout outs, I mean, the floor would be yours. Go right ahead, man.
All right, man. Well, first off, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's good talking to you. Second, B&A Builders is a good sponsor. They do great work, great homes out in St. Tammany Parish, Louisiana. Make sure to give them a call, look them up, whatever. Carry Construction, they do great work in Tangipahoa Parish in Louisiana. They also, you know, they knock out great homes. Both of those are really, really, really good companies. All kind of construction, new construction. You know, they'll fix your house up if you need it. But really new construction, they love new construction, and they can do customs or specs, you know, both of them. And then, you know, there's been a lot of people that's been with me and helped me out on the journey. And I can't thank everyone enough because I'll forget them and I don't want to miss any names. But those are my 2 biggest sponsors. They've helped me the most, especially for this camp. And then just my family, my coaches, everybody. I know I wouldn't be here without my family, so it's the biggest thing for me.
Definitely. Well, Brendan, I do appreciate it. Make sure you guys tune in on July 16th, week 4. He'll be fighting on the Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. Again, this is Matthew Putterman signing out with MMA Sucka. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a great day and stay blessed.